Weird News Daily. I'm Rick Thorcell, and let's take a look at some of the oddest stories in the news. So I have to admit, I've never missed a flight. I've come close though, and that makes me wonder what I'd do if I saw my plane taxiing away as I was getting to the terminal. A Chinese couple gave me an answer to that question in some odd airline news breaking recently. So they saw their plane departing from Beijing International Airport and chose to brake onto the runway and literally stand in the way of the Boeing about to take off. The woman even went so far as to squat underneath the plane, pleading with flight attendants to let them on. Of course, police summarily arrested them, and they now face about a $60 fine, in addition to the 5 days detention that only added to their flight delay. I've come to the conclusion that it's just better to wait until the next flight opens up next time I'm in that position. What's more annoying than missing a flight? How about walking home late at night only to witness that guy relieving himself on the side of a bar? This has become so much of a problem in Pennsylvania that authorities have decided to take it one step further than policing or fines. They're now actively testing a new paint called Ultra Ever Dry that, quote, makes urine spray back on the offender. After a light pole in San Francisco fell on a car due to urine corrosion last year, Repellant Paint is a trend more cities are looking into. Careful, Chicago, you might be next. So, if the paint on buildings is taking care of intoxicated offenders, what are police to do now? In Western Germany, that question has been answered as a goalkeeper for a local soccer team was arrested after allowing 43 goals against their rival. When he showed up for practice the next day, authorities were there to greet him with handcuffs, and he hasn't been seen since. I had to double check this, but it turns out that Marco Kwiatek was indeed arrested for the crime of allowing so many scores by his opponent. It's odd though, considering that goalies for teams with 79-0 and 69-0 losses were simply suspended and not hauled off to holding. Finally, it turns out that as hard as you may try, living in an art project will prove more challenging than it may seem. You know, who hasn't been there? Lauren Nagy of Ohio had planned to raise awareness about homelessness by occupying an 8-foot wooden sphere in the streets of Grand Rapids, Michigan, but was quickly countered by the fire inspector who unplugged an extension cord leading to his spherical residence, claiming it presented a fire hazard. Others have guessed that the power outage has more to do with a big upcoming festival than a routine inspection. Regardless, this encounter has achieved at least the initial goal of getting people talking. Those are some of the stranger things happening across the world today. Did we miss something that should have made our list? Leave a comment below, and as always, we love when you sub, so click our subscribe button, or check out some of our other programs on Straight Up. I'm Rick Thorcell, and you're watching Weird News Daily.